jamhuri Kenya yetu.
Tunasonga mbele watu wote
wa jamhuri Kenya yetu.
Tunasonga mbele watu wote
wa jamhuri Kenya yetu.
Haya sisi sote wananchi tushangilie.
Kwa jamhuri, kwa jamhuri, kwa jamhuri Kenya yetu yaenda mbele. Kwa jamhuri, kwa jamhuri, kwa jamhuri Kenya yetu yaenda mbele.
Mwaka wa 60 umefika,
tangu Kenya iwe huru.
mwaka wa 60 umefika,
tangu Kenya iwe huru.
haya sisi sote wananchi
Kenya nchi tunayoipenda. That is a patriotic song that we have in this particular show. And of course, when you hear that song, you know that officially we have started this political show that happens here daily. Where are you tuning in from? This is the political show, and wherever you're following this conversation is 22 minutes past 1 p.m. and we are going to have this show for the next few hours as we discuss some of the major happening in this country. But we're just asking about the campaigns that we have in this country. And this is after what is happening between the president and the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua. You know, the fight has been there since impeachment motion was tabled in the parliament until the honest man from the mountain was impeached. So we're going to discuss this. But of course, the campaign is like we are having campaigns in this country. Instead of working for the people of Kenya, now we are having campaigns in this country. Is this the right time that we should have these campaigns? And why do you think that the government and the leaders are trying to do campaigns this early? And instead, they should work for the people of Kenya. Where are you following this conversation from? Remember, in AFRIQ24, we give you news, of course, on a daily basis. You go there, AFRIQ24. That is our YouTube channel. You just search AFRIQ24 and you will get all the news there. Just like, comment, and subscribe. But the question that we're asking here is, Gachagua officially opposition in 2027? Is officially opposition in this country? Because whatever we are seeing in this country is like Gachagua, since he left the government and Kithure Kindiki took over his position, Gachagua is now in the opposition. What do you think is the effect of Gachagua joining the opposition? Why do you think the leaders are still campaigning instead of working for the people of Kenya? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen for William Ruto in 2027? Because a lot of leaders are trying to say, of course, you saw the other day, okay, Mutata lodging the 2027 presidential bid campaign, and he will be officially in the ballot box. I was following some of the statistics from the info track, and they are saying that in 2027, if we have William Ruto, Okia Omtata, you know, we have Morara Kebaso. Morara Kebaso is a young politician who just came the other day, but he has the urge for being the Kenyan first youth to become the president. Because since Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, since William Ruto, former the late Mwai Kibaki and the late Moi, they were not in the youth age group. Where are you following this conversation from? And of course, you know, in AFRIQ24, we also have other shows here. We have the Dimple Afrique, whereby we discuss sports shows. And in Africa, we say soccer is live. If you don't support soccer, football, or volleyball, any kind of sport, then you should always consider that. We have Bed of Roses. Bed of Roses is a show that entails love. Imagine ukiwa na mpenzi wako pale, alafu unasikiza AFRIQ24, mnaongelelea mambo na familia, vile unafaa kuhakikisha kwamba unamuonesha ule bwanako mapenzi, kuhakikisha kwamba utamuonesha ule mama yako mapenzi. Mapenzi inaweza kuwa ni ya ndugu yako, dada yako, inaweza kuwa ni ya kaka, inaweza kuwa ni mapenzi ya bibi yako, mtoto wako. Hapo ndio tunaongelelea haya mambo katika Bed of Roses. Join us in Bed of Roses. We discuss all those. And of course, you know, you know, by the way, before I get into this politics, I was following conversation in the social media, and there's something that has really raised concern to my hand.
Atoa hiyo hela. Shida iliyoko huu mswada, haja yake ni kuhakikisha kuwa wale ambao ni viongozi tumekuwa tukiiba rasilimali za wananchi, halafu tunaenda
So I was following the sorry for that. I was following the conversation in the social media whereby someone is saying that love. I was following this conversation very keenly, and I think I should talk about this today because I was following this conversation whereby they are saying that a person who is in love, he or she should not send money to the woman. If you have a woman, if you're in love with a woman, then you should not send money to her. If you have a woman, then don't send money. Sending money shows that you don't love her. I was following this conversation, and I think I should talk about this because personally, I think we should also impress those who love us, because this conversation has really raised a lot of concerns. And if you have a woman, for example, you are in love, you are married, and you think that this is your love of life, why should you not send money to her? Because this is a woman, she is known as Gloria, and Gloria, she is in love with a man, and the man has been sharing money. The man has been giving a lot of money, and we have just been asking, why? What do you think if you are in love with your person? Is it bad for you to send money to her? Is it bad for you to send money to your partner? Because if you're in love with your partner and huyu mtu unampenda vizuri, doesn't mean that ukiingia pale upate pesa ufai kumtumia. Maana nilikuwa nafuatilia comments za watu wengi sana pale, walikuwa wanasema ukiwa unapenda mtu usimpatie pesa mingi, ukimpatia pesa mingi itakuwa inaharibu mahusiano yenu, ukimpatia pesa mingi itakuwa inaharibu vile mnafanya vitu zenu, yani a lot of things. And I was just asking myself, is this the right choice? Like, if you have a person in life, sending money to her, will it break the relationship? Ukitumia mtu pesa ita break relationship. So kama unafuatilia conversation pale, unaweza tuambia niko hapa nikijadiliana haya mambo. Is it bad for you to send money to your partner? Is it bad for you to send money to your partner? Because we have people who have been in love for more than 50 years. Because if I follow the conversation between the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga and Ida Odinga, they have been married for over 40 years. And these people, they are still together, but they have never broken up. And of course, but you hear that I also listen to some of the podcasts whereby they are saying that you should also make sure, even if you are stayed with your person for even 50 years, you should also make sure that every day you show her or him love. And I was just asking this question, why do we have this kind of things happening nowadays, whereby young marriages are there? Someone who is 20 years has already been married, he or she has 2 kids, and before they hit 20 years, they hit 50 years, they have already broken up. So yeah, talking about matters concerning love, I was following that conversation today, and I thought that I should talk about this. Why do you think that someone who is in love should not share money with his or her partner? Because this is a woman who was giving 300,000 to his girlfriend as allowance for 1 week. Every week, this guy has been sending 300,000 to the woman. And the woman was just trying to reveal how he loves the guy. And personally, when I followed the conversation, I was so shocked because I don't think that it is bad, because Kenyans, of course, they are known for cyberbullying. Others are saying that if you love someone, then you should not share money with them. If you love someone, then you should not share anything with them, because that is something that will expose them. And I was just asking, if you love someone, does it mean that you need to be reminded that you have to share money with your partner? And is it a one way or two way? So if you're joining us here, we can have this discussion. Is it right for you to send money to your partner? And how much can be this? And should you be reminded for sending money to your partner? Because someone, he was saying, the man has taken her as the responsibility. This guy has taken this woman as the responsibility because she has shared the screenshot of how she received 300,000 from his from a man. So she was posting in the social media saying that leaders and also women should wake up. They should not date someone who is not giving them money. But I was just following these matters concerning love, and I was saying that it is not a must for you to have money so that you can get a woman or you can get a man. If something is naturally induced, it will come automatically. But if not naturally induced, then of course, it is not going to happen. So I was just saying that it is high time. I mean, it is high time Kenyans stop being stingy with your money. Kenyan men, to be specific, they should stop being stingy with their money. Because why do we have this kind of things happening? Family breakages nowadays, youth are having these problems of marrying at early stages. But of course, nowadays, because of change of diet, people are eating a lot of processed foods. You see someone who is 10 years, she's looking like she is 20 years because of the diet. So by the time they hit or 20-year mark, then they have already joined these marriages, and that is why by the time they hit 25 years, then they have already broken up and gone back to their natural setting. So I was just following this conversation, and I thought today I should talk about this because I think many families in this country are broken, and many families in this country are not having good times together because of either the husband is not feeling comfortable with the wife, or because of money, or because of poverty. Money brings happiness, but at some point, money will not bring you happiness. Love is something that is very key when it comes to marriages. So, if that woman was being awarded 300,000 per week because she's dating someone, and when Kenyans read those messages and they replied, I was trying to analyze how Kenyans are responding to those messages, and some are jealous. Some are saying that you should be proud of what your man is doing. Others are also saying, if you are in love, then you should take your woman as the responsibility. And does it mean that men should not be taken as a responsibility because they are only talking about their gender here? They are only talking about their gender. Why? They're only talking about their gender because gender is something that has been underrated. Because if you're a man, it's like now they don't give that perspective that a man should be taken care of. But out here, I know many people who are dating and they are sharing. This is a two-way traffic because you're coming to my life so that I can add you as my partner. You're coming to my life so that you can share things, we can make memories, but you're not coming to my life so that you can be a burden. And if it comes to way, if it comes from this gender, trust me, if a woman gives you money, trust me, that woman's love you. Because also someone came there in that social media platform, that is Instagram. I was following the conversation whereby someone broke up with his wife because of minor duties in the family. And I was just asking myself, does it mean that even if you are in love, you should always keep the high over your partner? Because that is only one way. Others are saying that if I love my man, I will spoil him, I will buy him some gift, I'll buy him some food, but some gentles, yeah, to be specific, women, they will never afford to buy even a lollipop for you, for a man. And you're saying you're in love, but you want your man to always give you. There is that power of giving. I was reading a Bible, and there is that what we call power of giving. Do you give? Because if you give, then they are going to also give you. Make sure you embrace the power of giving. And also, I was following another conversation whereby there is this woman who has been in love with a man for 14 years. That is 14 good years. But he later came, she later came to realize that this man has been married, and she has already been attached to the guy. The guy has been giving him fake promises, and yet he is married. So I was just asking, why do you have these marriages breakdowns? And what is there in marriage that people fear in Kenya? Because you see, someone is over 35 years and he has not been married. Someone is almost 40 years, but he or she is not married. Why do we have this kind of sequences happening? At 40, you're not married. Does it mean that marriage is so hard? Does it mean that if you're not located by God to do what you want, for example, someone you want in life, someone you think that he or she can be the perfect match for you? So that is more about the bed of roses. And of course, if you want to join the bed of roses, make sure you join bed of roses. We will give you all what you deserve, and we will make you entertain. Bed of roses always happens here every day, every Friday. You have the bed of roses taking place. Back to our official topic. Geshagwa, I was trying to get some of the glimpse of my loyal followers who are having problems in marriages. Remember, if you're having problem in marriages, things are going to work out well. Only pray, and also try to see what is hurting your partner. Some people are in marriages, they cannot marry. Others are in love, but they cannot do some basic things. Those basic things you people always ignore. They will always cost you. Those small things you ignore, they will always cost you. So if you are in love with your partner and you are not even trying to buy a lollipop for your partner, that is a big failure. You are in love and you cannot buy a piece of paper written "I love you" success for your partner, then you are failure. Or about bed of roses, you'll get them every Friday. So I was just trying to give a glimpse of what happens in the bed of roses. So if you have your partner who you are not getting that love, if you have your woman, you have your man who doesn't know how to give love. To give love, I mean, he or she cannot buy anything for you. He or she cannot even take you outing. He or she cannot even do something good for you to create memories. I mean, all those family breakages, young girls and boys nowadays, they are getting married. And nowadays, family has been a major entrances to the young marriages. You saw nowadays we have the school dropouts in high school and also primary school because of love related matters. All those you'll get them in the bed of roses. Bed of roses happens here in AFRIQ24. And I always tell you, in AFRIQ24, we unlock stories from hidden areas, from remote areas. In AFRIQ24, we give you the best because we trust with what we air here live. You can join the studio now. We go back to the politics. Why do you think Gachagua has joined politics? Why do you think Rigathi Gachagua, the former deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, has gone to form this coalition? 2027, the marriage between Gachagua and, if that is the Gachagua, the marriage between Gachagua and Kalonzo might happen. Something that will scare William Samoei Ruto. After the Gen Z protested, and after the protection, William Ruto dropped their Danny deal, finance bill, and many other things. Now he is also campaigning for Raila Amolo Odinga for the African AU chairmanship. And you know that Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto, they have not been having good time together because of the impeachment motion, and also because of 2007. You remember in 2007, William Ruto was fully supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, but Raila accepted that he has been defeated by other leaders. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, they say that he is the most influential personnel in Africa, because they are also saying Uhuru is behind William Samoei Ruto. Because you remember in 2022, when we had these elections campaigns were there, but we never saw someone being abducted, never saw someone losing their life, because we moved from 2007 up to digitalized country, a country that can tell more about its people, a country that can secure job opportunities for the people, a country that can make Kenya move ahead. But now Kenyans are complaining, the likes of James Orengo, Kalonzo Musyoka. Even Kalonzo Musyoka spoke today about the abduction whereby Gachagua and his friends, allies, the likes of Senator Medu, the likes of Senator Gathanwa, they were there, and still they don't understand why these things happening in this country when we have William Ruto era. Karen Nyamu, Karen Nyamu amekuwa ni content creator. Ushapatana na content creator. Huyu Karen Nyamu sasa ni content creator. Kila mahali anawapatia bite. Now, Karen Nyamu, she was caught on camera addressing the members of parliament to accept William Samoei Ruto in 2022. Although the court has not decided on what to do, although the court has not given us the line clear on what Gachagua is going to do. Is he going to come back and vie for any seat, or it is the end of Rigathi Gachagua? I want us to listen to this clip systematically, bila haraka, before I answer.
Or give the pointers on the president's speech that he delivered in the joint house sittings, Mr. Speaker. The president noted that the government has learned through the hard way to listen to its citizens on the issues they're raising from time to time, and that he acknowledged the mistake that we had done, for example, when we attempted to pass the finance bill 2024, we did not carry the whole country with us. We did not take time to communicate and to let them know the very good and very gainful steps that we were going to achieve and make through that bill, Mr. Speaker. And so the President noted that we need to, and that was the mood of his speech, that he wanted the whole country to know the steps that we are making. Mr. Speaker, the step that we are making in the health sector is revolutionary. And for the first time, I heard the President refer to it as Taifa Care. And I was seated next to Senator for Nakuru, Senator Tabitha Keroche, and I was telling her, if it was a selfish leader, they would have called this insurance Ruto Care, because the changes that are going to be effected by these laws that we passed in this very house are revolutionary, and they are going to be a game changer. They are actually a game changer when finally implemented. Mr. Speaker, we as politicians are called upon from time to time to help our people whenever they have a family member going through health issues, and it was very expensive to treat our people in the past. I remember when we were campaigning, when we were going to the people, giving them the promises of what we were going to do, the President time and again made reference to this social health insurance fund and how it was going to work, that it was pegged on what you're earning. Today, we are charged 2.75% of your gross income. Personally, I was charged in October. I paid 32,000, up from the 700 that I was paying before. I'm sure those who earn less, the bottom deduction is 300 shillings, down from 500 shillings, Mr. Speaker. And that means that when all Kenyans are covered comprehensively, we will have less harambes to attend to. We cannot complain about the 32,000 shillings that we are getting deducted, because that is just a drop in the ocean compared to what we give every day through M-Pesa, through physical harambes, and assisting other people sort their health issues. I don't know if Kenyans know that previously you could find somebody stabbed by the roadside and you could not dare take that person to hospital because you would have to cover their costs. Under the Social Health Insurance Fund, you can freely take that person to hospital for emergency care because they are covered. The chronic illnesses are also covered. We are now going to improve our facilities so that we do not have to travel out of the country to get these vital treatments and to do harambes, Mr. Speaker. And for me, if this government doesn't do anything else, if we fully implement the SHA and the SHIF, we will have done enough for our people. We will have done God's work. Because to me, as a leader, that is what we are called to do. Mr. Speaker, the President also took his time to reassure Kenyans that the housing project, apart from employing many youth, that it's going to have houses available to its citizens in an equitable manner, that there will be no favoritism, and he encouraged as many people, as many Kenyans as possible to apply for these houses in an open platform where it's not a physical kind of application, so there is no favoritism. It is a fair platform, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the President also noted the steps we have made. We're having young Kenyans get gainful employment and meaningful employment abroad. Previously, we used to export labor. We used to export a lot of unskilled labor in the Arab countries mainly. But because of the involvement of the government, we're having bilateral negotiations, and we are onboarding new countries that we have never had relations before, like Jordan and others, Mr. Speaker. And Kenyans should take advantage of this to get skilled jobs, I mean to export skilled jobs out of the country, Mr. Speaker. I'm glad that the President talked about the abductions. It has been a cry in the country, and he clarified that mainly what was being called abductions was either normal arrests, and he was very clear that he was not making excuses for illegal arrests, Mr. Speaker. The President also talked about femicide. It has been an issue in this country. At the same time, as a society, we have to be very careful so that this fight against femicide doesn't turn out to be lynching of the boy child. We have to look at it wholesomely. We have to protect our boy child, because I don't think we are raising murderers, but it's a complex issue that needs to be looked at wholesomely, Mr. Speaker. I also noted that the government services have been digitized. 20,800 government services have been digitized by being onboarded on the e-Citizen platform, up from 300 services in 2022, Mr. Speaker. And this has raised revenue very significantly. From the year ending June 2023, where we raised 5.3 billion, to the year ending June 2024, where we raised 7.6 billion, marking a 43% increment, Mr. Speaker. On corruption, the President had a lot to say about corruption, but what I remember is he threw the ball to both houses, and particularly told us to hasten on passing of the conflict of interest bill, which is squarely in our hands, Mr. Speaker. And I hope we will be heeding to that call and passing that bill and going through the contentious and getting the contentious clauses done with, so that we can serve Kenya through that law. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Sifuna.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
That is Karen Nyamu. You know, Karen Nyamu, she has highlighted some of the advantages that we are getting from William Ruto government. She has also said the president has taken this step by go down in the grassroots, listening to the Kenyans, and doing the right thing in which Kenyans want their things to be done. He's also saying that if it is the high time that Kenyans need their voice to be listened, it is during this time when William Ruto is in the government. But you go again, the same William Ruto that we have in the government is the one who is not following up on abductions that we have in this country. Kenya has been having several abductions. The day before yesterday, we saw a situation whereby the goons in Limuru, they attacked the former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua. Gachagua, after he was impeached, William Ruto has never spoken about impeachment of Gachagua. But the close friends of Gachagua, the likes of Oscar Kipchumba Sudi, the likes of Senator Cherargei, the likes of Silvanus Osoro, and other close members of William Ruto, they have been saying William Ruto must go. And so other close friends are saying that give William Ruto time, because 2022 and 2023, what happened in 2023? Because we should come back with the show that we used to reanalyze. Now we are in 2024, almost towards 2025. We have had election in 2023, 2022. What has the government really impacted to the Kenyans? What has government really done for the Kenyans so that they can be proud, even if today we are not live here? what has the government done to give Kenyans job? Because whatever they're saying from the experience, there is no jobs out here. But whenever you move away, you move and meet people, they will tell you that things are in the wrong direction. Of course, the Kimani Ichungwa is the minority leader in the parliament, and he spoke condemning the issue of abduction in this country, in grassroots, whereby people are being abducted, others are losing their life, and the families cannot respond or hear from them. The other day, Maverick Kaoko was arrested, but now, from what we are saying, the girl is still safe. This is Kimani Chungwa, who was sharing some of the news on why he thinks it was bad for president deputy not to be allowed. You remember, this was the second highest ranked person in the country, but now he cannot access the DC after what we saw. Personally, I was there, but Gachagua could not just come out of the cars. His friends spoke.
Siasa, tuache mambo ya kupeleka siasa kwa mazishi. La pia ni condemn mambo ambayo tuliona jana yakitokea huko Limuru, na niwauliza wale wanasiasa wanaotumia siasa za upuzi, sababu hizo ni siasa za upuzi, kwenda kupeleka siasa kwa mazishi, kutojali wale ambao wamefiwa na familia yao, sababu watu wanataka kwenda kujitafutia yao wenyewe. Kwa hivyo niwaulize wote kwa heshima, waheshimu kwanza familia zilizofiwa. La pili, kanisa ambazo zinaendesha zile ibada za wafu pia waweze kuwaheshimu. Na kile kitendo kilitokea jana ni kitendo cha aibu sana 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 sana. Mimi nimekuja hapa, hujaniona na usalama wote. Uhitaji usalama kwenda mazishi. Jambo la kufanya ni tuwe wangwana na tuheshimu familia zilizofiwa, tuheshimu kanisa, tuheshimu wananchi. Zile siasa wanataka kufanya za kujitafutia ile tunaita kwa lugha ya kimombo sympathy, pia wasiende kutafuta kwa mazishi ya watu ama kwa makanisa. Watu wajiheshimu pia wenyewe. Kugo nitutige kuhuthira mathiko na makanitha kuhura siasa, na kanitha ile ona jukumu yo ya gutigirira uria marauga na uria marerire ateti, tutige kuhuthira makanitha.
God gave his only begotten son so that today we can equally be saved. And because God gave as an example, we are going to give in keeping so that the word of God can reach others who have not known God. And we are going to serve God through our giving. So we have absolutely no apologies to make as we give to God, because God gave first. We understand the word of God enough to know that it is more blessed to give than to receive. And that is what we're going to do. So msikuwe na wasiwasi, tutajenga makanisa yetu, tutashirikiana katika kuendesha neno la Mungu mbele, kwa sababu mimi hasa nimejenga makanisa kwa miaka 30, and I have never lacked, because I know the secret of giving and I know what it does. Me as William Ruto, I am a product of giving, and therefore I know
Me, as the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto, I am proud of giving. This is William Ruto responding to the Catholics after they rejected the money that he gave. And he is saying for the last 30 years, he has been building churches and contributing wherever he goes. Gachagua on the other hand, is still slamming William Ruto. So do you think there is a conflict between the church and the government from the speech from the that president has given us? The president has given us also the hint. It's also given us the hint on what is going to happen. We also have the elections, official elections, December 7th. We shall know who is the next. But of course, you know, the fight between the president and the churches is a political game, because the churches are now the controller. In church, that is where they go and make those speeches. Those congregations, the likes of DP, even the president, they have turned churches into campaigns. And that is why I'm asking, Gachagua officially joins opposition in 2027 or even before. Doesn't mean that Gachagua should always be away, because we you know, we have democracy in this country. Kenya is led by democracy, so democracy should be practiced in all the ways. Just asking, do you think that Kalonzo might be in the opposition officially? Because Kimani Chungwa said that this was stage managed and they should respect the death. How was it staged? Can you just stage manage goons to come and attack a vehicle that was ferrying the former DP like this? It is sad situation. And Senator Gardano said that the mountain is now coming together. Instead of dividing the mountain, it is now item he accepts mountain is bigger than anything else. Remember, this is AFRIQ24. You're joining us for the first time. We are just having this campaign for 2027 general elections between Gachagua. Gachagua is now forming a 2027 presidential bid, telling Kenyans to go and register for the votes. A vote that will count, a vote that will make Kenya move ahead. Also, other leaders, someone is saying in the comment section there, Maina is saying that following live from Nairobi. You know, this is a 24-hour channel. If you are following us through Facebook, you know, AFRIQ24. You're following us through Mutembe, please go in the YouTube, search AFRIQ24. You like there and subscribe, because that is the only way you can support this fabulous channel. Kalonzo Musyoka is, of course, the official opposition. After Martha Karua announced his existence, which is something Kenyans are questioning. Kalonzo has been there for a long time, but he has not helped to get. Does it mean that if he gets this seat now, it is item is going to work for the people of Kenya? Is he going to deliver for the people of Kenya when he is given this job to do?
God gave his only begotten Son so that today we can equally be saved. And because God gave as an example, we are going to give in keeping so that the word of God can reach others who have not known God. And we are going to serve God through our giving. So we have absolutely no apologies to make as we give to God, because God gave first. We understand the word of God enough to know that it is more blessed to give than to receive. And that is what we're going to do. So msikuwe na wasiwasi, tutajenga makanisa yetu, tutashirikiana katika kuendesha neno la Mungu mbele, kwa sababu mimi hasa nimejenga makanisa kwa miaka 30 and I have never lacked, because I know the secret of giving and I know what it does. Me as William Ruto, I am a product of giving, and therefore I know
I'm the product of giving, and I know whom I'm going to give. I owe no one apology. Hey,
Siasa, tuache mambo ya kupeleka siasa kwa mazishi. La pia ni condemn mambo ambayo tuliona jana yakitokea huko Limuru, na niwaulize wale wanasiasa wanaotumia siasa za upuzi, sababu hizo ni siasa za upuzi, kwenda kupeleka siasa kwa mazishi, kutojali wale ambao wamefiwa na familia yao, sababu watu wanataka kwenda kujitafutia yao wenyewe. Kwa hivyo niwaulize wote kwa heshima, waheshimu kwanza familia zilizofiwa. La pili, kanisa ambazo zinaendesha zile ibada za wafu pia waweze kuwaheshimu. Na kile kitendo kilitokea jana ni kitendo cha aibu sana 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 sana. Mimi nimekuja hapa, hujaniona na usalama wote. Uhitaji usalama kwenda mazishi. Jambo la kufanya ni tuwe wangwana na tuheshimu familia zilizofiwa, tuheshimu kanisa, tuheshimu wananchi. Zile siasa wanataka kufanya za kujitafutia ile tunaita kwa lugha ya kimombo sympathy, pia wasiende kutafuta kwa mazishi ya watu ama kwa makanisa. Watu wajiheshimu pia wenyewe. Kugo nitutige kuhuthira mathiko na makanitha kuhura siasa, na kanitha ĩrĩ na jukumu ĩyo ya gutigirira uria marauga na uria marerire ateti. Tutige kuhuthira makanitha na muno makire nĩ gĩko gĩa thoni mũno atĩ gũkorwo nginya mathiko-inĩ ma andũ makuĩrĩirwo. Ndaria na mheshimiwa Kĩrago aranjĩra mwanake ũcio ũrathikagwo nĩ kũragwo ũragĩtwo, ona andũ matirĩ na feelings cia arĩa makuĩrĩirwo. Mũrigo ũrĩa menaguo ta family nĩ maũndũ marĩa mamakorete, andũ marenda gũthiĩ gũthondeka siasa gwĩcarĩria.
msieke siasa kwa huyo. Ni Kimani Ichung'wah anasema msieke siasa katika barrios. And this is what happened yesterday, whereby leaders were congregating, the likes of senators, Gadhanwa, Wamushomba, many leaders were there in that burial ceremony. But you saw the goons. The other day, they attacked Gachagua. And this is after Gachagua launched himself as the official opposition in this country.
We are yet to get the details about what has happened. Again, is there a government in place? How can you hire goons to come and beat people at a funeral? Because it is obvious Gachagua could not do that. He was just going there to mourn with the mourners. But and Peter Mwadhi, we are looking for Mheshimiwa Peter Mwadhi, because we are told he was also abducted, because he was just about to invite Gachagua to make his remarks, give his condolences, and then hired goons. So this is a government of goons, state-sponsored terrorism. Hatuwezi kuona na nchi aina hii jamani. Wasipokoma tutarudi mitaani. Hizi hatuna shida. Tuwapeleke nyumbani for you. Because wananchi wamechoka. Uko tayari? Wangapi wako tayari nataka
Wanasema wako tayari. That is Kalonzo Musyoka anasema kwamba Wakenya wako tayari kurudi katika demonstrations so that they can take away William Ruto from the government. And Kalonzo is saying that the goons were directed by the government, and of course, you know, the government is led by William Ruto. And after what we are witnessing in this country, it is like there is no freedom of expression, because that incident that happened during that burial, it has really raised eyebrows to the Kenyans. Why do you think these things are happening? Is it the right time that Kenya can have these things, or it's because Kenya has changed? You saw Papa Atwoli the other day. We're just focusing on Gachagua. Then they're saying that we should remove this presidential term limit because it is the one that is causing chaos. And the response in the social media, Kenyans were really hurt. Kenya were really hurt by the response that Court to SG Francis Atwoli gave, because Kenyans, they think it is item William Ruto should be removed from the office, because they don't have confidence with the government. And we are hearing Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and other leaders there saying anytime they can go back in the streets. Anytime they can go back in the streets and they start protesting, so that William Ruto can just submit the leadership, because Kenyans don't want it. Wiper leader is now not in good terms together with Karua, and after Karua exited, Kioni is still there. Raila Amolo Odinga, Kenyans are saying that after what we witnessed in this year, May, June, and July, the Kenyans were protesting, but at the end of the day, it is Raila Amolo Odinga who was benefited. It is Raila Amolo Odinga who benefited from that Gen Z protest. So Kenyans are asking, where is Kenya heading to? But Gachagua has launched himself as the official opposition in this country. So what is the status of the politics in this country in 2027? So if you're following us for the first time, remember this is AFRIQ24. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, please. This is Gachagua, a speech that really aroused a lot of concerns in this country.
In the United States, it did not come from his heart, so there was no need to clap for him. Mimi nauliza tu, I would like to ask my brother, President William Ruto, kwa heshima kubwa sana, to take time to read the book of John, chapter 8, verse 31, which says, and you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Let him agree to listen to the people of Kenya, because it is the people of Kenya who gave him that job. The people of Kenya are his bosses. It is so sad that it has to take the intervention of the American government for us to listen to what our people are saying. Kabla Amerika waongee juzi, sisi tulikuwa tumeongea kitambo. Wakenya walikuwa wameongea, lakini hakuna mtu nasikiza. Siku kulikuwa mambo ya avocado, huyu mreu alikuja kuniona. Taxation ya watu ya makorofia. Wakulima wakiwa wamelia, they came to see me. Nikaita hiyo watu ya avocado kuwasikiza. Niliitwa nikasomewa, nikaambiwa niko na ukabila because walikuwa wametoka Murang'a. Siku tumekuwa na shida ya taxation ya watu ya biashara pale Nyamakema, pale Taveta Road, pale Nyamakema. Walikuwa nalipa container 2.5 ikaongezwa mpaka 3 million, nikawaita kuwasikiza, nikaambiwa ni ukabila. I want to ask our government, tulichaguliwa na watu, tusikize watu. Na kanisa litusaidia sasa, kwa sababu pale kwa serikali mimi peke yake ndio nilikuwa naongea. Yule amepewa kiti yangu hawezi ongea, si mfanyikazi ya rais. Anaweza sema kitu? There's nothing he can do. Ministers are appointed. There's nothing they can do. What the president says, wanasema. Sasa what is shocking us in hii bunge? You know, we can't believe it. Wabunge walienda wakapitisha Finance Bill 2024. Mimi nilikuwa kwa cabinet, peke yangu ndio nimepinga. Nikasema nikisikiza raia hawataki hii maneno, mheshimiwa rais, tafadhali tusiwasukume wa Kenya, watatuletea balaa. Rais akasema bana, you don't have to do what is popular, you do what is right. Nikamwambia that's okay Mr. President, but if the majority of Kenyans who elected us and we are democracy are saying it is not right, how can we insist it is right? So hakuna mtu pale anaweza ongea. Sasa wabunge finance bill wakapitisha, na nyinyi wenyewe mmekataa. Saa ile lilete bala, rais akawaita pale. Wale kwanza viongozi ya Mlima Kenya ndio walipangwa pale mbele. Niyo maigĩtwo kia mbere. Mathekaga makoneka ria gĩturi. Ati mũthamaki nĩ aria, kuga nyamũ ti njega, no ruhe marahũra.
That is the former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, a speech that really gave antonyms, a speech that really aroused a lot of thoughts to the Kenya Kwanza government. And I think the day before yesterday, it is why we had those chaos in the Limuru, where Gachagua attended the funeral, and most leaders, the likes of Azimio leaders, Wiper, they have really rejected what is happening in this country. You say that the government should work for the people of Kenya. It is not their time the government should surrender. But you know, the president has all the mandates to even instruct that tomorrow we are going to have Harambee Stars play. But this is not the right way. So does it mean that William Ruto fears 2027 general election if Gachagua joins Kalonzo? Joining us for the first time, remember this is AFRIQ24 political discussion, talking about some of the top stories here. Remember to always like, comment, and subscribe. We're having some of the stories here, and we give you the platform to always join the studio, share your ideas with the Kenyans, showcase your work, because if you give us a very good submission, then we are going to have you in our studios any day, anytime. Remember, Gachagua joining opposition has really given William Ruto a very big tension. Where are you following this conversation from, and do you have confidence with this kind of government? If then, you tell us through the link that I'm sharing here. Those who are saying that Gachagua and Ruto must go, in the comment section, why is Ruto must go at first place? Others are saying that Ruto has been so dominant in this country since he took power. Where is the Meru journalist blogger? Where is Peter Mwatha and other Kenyans who are fighting for their rights? Remember to always like, comment, and subscribe to AFRIQ24.
Tunasonga mbele watu wote wa Jamhuri Kenya yetu. Tunasonga mbele watu wote wa Jamhuri Kenya yetu. Haya sisi sote wananchi tushangilie. Kwa Jamhuri. Sisi sote wananchi